Hey, John.
Hey Eric, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm 800 miles
Happy
away from previous uh, recording.
position in time and space.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve.
Yes. Yes, we hopped in the airplane over the clouds and through the air to grandmother's house. We went late last night,
Okay.
and spent today working remotely from grandma's basement. So it's been nice. It's been
There you
nice.
go. There you go. Yeah. Well, it's nice to have the world is your office.
It is a fantastic thing.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, did you do anything fun this weekend?
So, yes, why, yes, we did. My wife, I know I mentioned before, sings in the Oregon Chorale,
Yep.
and the Oregon Chorale participates in the Hillsborough Christmas tree lighting ceremony activity.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of an all day thing, and this year it was before Thanksgiving, which I, I
Is that legal?
apparently, I can't remember if it's always been like the week before Thanksgiving because they light the tree in kind of like the Hillsborough town square area. And so she goes and sings. So I went and watched her, and they do a sing along. You know, they have Santa come out and they light the tree, and there's food carts up and down the roads. It's a pretty good sized party,
Uh-huh.
and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So that was kind of my big weekend activity, was going and watching a lovely wife sing Christmas songs pre-Thanksgiving, which,
Again.
okay.
Yes, you're violating time and space. But okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
So there you go. No, it was fun. And then the rest of the weekend was kind of getting packed and getting ready to show up here today. So, or
Yeah.
last night. How
Oh,
about
very
you?
cool, very cool. A lot of driving for me this weekend. A lot of driving because, my younger boy's down at Oregon State. It's
Mm-hmm.
about an hour, 45 minutes away or so.
Right.
And we had our first symphony tickets were this past Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
Carmina Burana, and we've only got 4 tickets for I think 2 shows this year. Used to be that we bought 4 tickets because the boys both lived at home and they both had no choice to whether or not they got to accompany us. But since he's carless, I went down on Friday, picked him up, and brought
Mm-hmm.
him back for the weekend, and we had a good weekend. But then Sunday he had a concert in Corvallis, so but he had to be there a little earlier than my wife. My wife had to work on Sunday, and so he had to be there. He wanted to be there earlier, so I drove him down. I drove down with him, and so we actually wound up driving 2 cars down to Corvallis on Sunday,
Ooh,
two
yeah.
2 cars back. But it is what it is, and it was good. It was a good weekend.
Okay.
And then my wife's driving down tomorrow to pick him and some friends up and bring them back home because
I was gonna say
they had
Thanksgiving,
classes.
right? Classes are over.
Yeah. And his ride back to the homelands decided that she didn't have to do classes after Monday afternoon, so she came back Monday.
Ah,
So, but my poor son had classes that he needed to attend.
okay.
Good for him. Good for him. So, but it was a good. It was a good weekend. It was a good weekend, and I'm looking forward to this coming Thanksgiving.
Now you're having
And
Thanksgiving at home this year. You're not camping?
not camping. No turkey dogs.
No turkey
We actually
dogs.
have a turkey that we got from Costco
Okay.
last weekend or something like that has been thawing, and it's just us though, the 4 of us plus a college friend from Corvallis that lives out of state and isn't flying home
Okay.
for the holidays, so he's going to come and have Thanksgiving with us.
That'd be
And
nice.
yeah, it'll be fun. And I have already got a reservation to go cut down our Christmas tree on Friday. Because we were trying to figure out either the Christmas tree gets gotten this weekend or not till after the term ends, which means you either get a dry, crispy tree by Christmas or you only get to have a tree up for 4 days before Christmas. And we're going to opt for have the tree up all month. So plan is to get the tree Friday, let it kind of dry it out, and Saturday, and probably decorate it either late Saturday or early Sunday.
Okay.
That's the plan.
I
Gotta have a plan.
I will get the Christmas tree out of the basement storage when I get home on Saturday. So,
I am 100% good for fake fire. I am not good for a fake tree.
to each their own.
Right? It's all good. It's all good. So
I'll just go buy one of those pine car freshener things you dangle in your windshield. Same difference.
it probably affects your allergies better if you have allergies. Because by the time the tree's been up for 3 weeks or so,
Yeah.
the let's just say trees aren't all that fresh, but anyway, we've been going to this place to cut Christmas trees. Well, for a long time, and then we had a couple years where we didn't go because we moved, and they got all popular, and they required you to have reservations, and you know how you know me and how good I am at planning ahead. And so for a couple years, I was like, dang it, I got the tractor ride from the actual owner when their kids were really little and our kids were really little, and now you're all big and popular. Good for you, but come on. Anyway, he doesn't know who I am from Adam, but
right.
But anyway, we like it. Mm-hmm. It's a long ways up there, but they have the best trees. They're all the same.
I remember doing that as a kid. That was the favorite thing to do as a kid. Was we went to Christmas Tree Farm, chopped down our own Christmas tree.
100%.
It was good fun.
100%. Yeah. And, you first get out, you're like, oh my gosh, these trees all look alike. And then after 2 minutes, you're like, that one's got a little branch that's a little bit weird that way, and that one, isn't that a little open spot there? And you get so picky when you're like, they're all beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Fun. All right. How about a topic?
All right. So today I saw a Google Pixel iPhone. So with your iPhone, you can do AirDrop and
I use it all
share
the time.
Stuff.
I like it a lot.
Well, Google has added support for Apple AirDrop to Android. So you can now share a file, a picture, whatever, from it has to be a Pixel 10 device to an iPhone via AirDrop, essentially.
Very cool. Did they just reverse the protocol? Was this with Apple's consent and assistance, or?
So I think it does not. The article, it's in Bleeping Computer, does not. I don't remember it specifically said against Apple's will. It did say the trick, though, is the Apple user who's receiving it has to allow AirDrop from anyone for the next 10 minutes. So basically, you're turning your iPhone into a open repository. I mean, you still have to accept it on your side. You still have to click the, hey, Pixel 10 sent you a thing. Do you want to accept it? Right, on the Apple side. But it's called QuickShare.
I like that. Nice name.
And the article did say that, I'll read the last line I pulled out first here. Google notes that this mode is the first step to establishing interoperability, and with Apple's collaboration, they seek to enable a contacts-only mode in future releases. So right now, you have to do the allow from everyone for 10 minutes for that direct. Anyways, I thought this was pretty cool. It's
That is
Pixel
pretty
10.
cool.
Pixel 10 phones can now AirDrop, and I tested out because I have both Apple and a Pixel 10, and it worked. It worked great.
That's pretty awesome.
No problems. The one security-related item here is they had an independent audit. A cybersecurity company specializing in penetration testing did an attack surface management breach simulation and confirmed that the new system is robust and there are no data leakages.
Interesting.
The other interesting highlight is
I would frame that as they found no data leakages.
Yes, fair.
But okay.
The second piece to highlight here is Apple or Google's announcement also highlighted that Rust was the programming language used and had a key role in the implementation to parse wireless data packages while, quote, eliminating entire classes of memory safety vulnerabilities by design, which is a feature of Rust.
That is, I was going to say, that is not a bug.
Yes, that is a feature. So there you go. That's my something fun for today. We're getting closer to green bubbles and blue bubbles playing nicely in the same pool.
Never. What would today's security world be like if memory safe languages like started out in the Kernighan and Ritchie days?
If we had Rust in the 70s.
Yeah.
We just have a whole different class. We'd have whatever the class of vulnerabilities are 10, 20 years from now. That's what we'd have today.
Yeah.
So, all right. There you go.
Interesting. All right. I like it. I like that a lot. I'll be curious to see how common that becomes. So I actually chose two articles tonight, and they're both in the surveillance space. So, security related in the privacy world, I guess. The first is kind of kudos to Senator Wyden. We have a good senator in Oregon here, because he's credited with, as one of the senators at least, or one of the lawmakers, that the IRS had to admit to use of this data. Potentially illegal use of this data. So what is this actually? So the article is the airline data broker company is set to stop selling records to the government in the next few weeks. So it said news that Airlines Reporting Corporation, ARC, which is owned by it says owned by major airlines. I don't know which ones that actually means, or all of them. ARC will shut down its controversial travel intelligence program, TIP, surfaced in a letter ARC CEO Lori Rishus sent to a bipartisan group of lawmakers on Tuesday. The IRS acknowledged to Senator Ron Wyden that it had violated federal law and agency policy when it bought ARC's airline data. Specifically, the agency did not conduct a privacy impact assessment or do a legal review to determine if the purchase of Americans' travel data requires a warrant.
What does the IRS need to know about your travel?
So, ARC advertises that its database allows government agencies to search 722 million ticket transactions for a 39-month period of past and future travel. Any ticket bought from a travel agency, including websites like Kayak and Expedia, is cataloged by ARC. So if the IRS, if you are going to be audited or something like that, and you, I presume, this is in the article, and you have purchased tickets, or you claim that you are going somewhere
Business
for a
trips.
particular trip or reason, or lots of people, in fact,
writing off business trips, I guess.
Yeah, right. If you, I am not a tax accountant or a not an accountant or a tax lawyer or anything like that, but I have read, there's lots of people that claim, oh, you should claim all these things as a business expense, and you can fly to Florida or fly around the world and claim them as business expense. But
Yeah, yeah.
the primary purpose of the trip has to be business. You can't go. Supposedly,
You
again,
can't go to Disneyland.
you can't go to Disneyland and then browse Zillow while you're there and claim that it's a house hunting or a real estate investing trip. The primary activity has to be
Right.
to be for business. Anyway, so I'm sure it's about audit.
Okay,
audit.
that makes sense.
Again, John's confidence is perhaps not warranted, but I don't know. So ARC is going to. So what do the airplane makers do? Well, they get together, they form a joint company, and then sell data that they all pool to the government and presumably other people. What data is not in that? Data that you buy direct from airlines.
Oh, of course not.
So if you buy the expensive tickets straight from the airlines, then you can have a little bit more privacy, but not if you're brokering the data.
Okay.
So the last quote I pulled out here was under federal law. Oh, sorry, no, I pulled out so two more things here. The first is that conveniently, direct sales of airplane tickets without a travel agent are also the most profitable for airlines. ARC allows government agencies to conduct prospective surveillance by allowing for automatic and recurring searches so that agencies will be notified as soon as tickets matching certain criteria are booked. And then under federal law, the government must meet a higher bar to attain approval for surveillance of activities in the future than surveillance of historical data. That is, in the limited situation where Congress has even authorized prospective surveillance. Unfortunately, that principle goes out the window when government agencies buy Americans' data from shady data brokers like ARC. So, a little bit of maybe a lowercase w in the surveillance space.
So it's okay if they use the data to check if, yes, you did take a business trip and you've claimed your expenses correctly. Historically, it's not good, or it's the negative here was they were using it for if Joe ever purchases a ticket going to Florida in the future, let me know. Is that how I read that last sentence?
I read it as even historical data isn't, hey, go wild. It's just that the bar is lower for historical data searches versus prospective. So it's a lower bar to pull out an 80s reference or something like that. It's a lower bar to listen to a recorded past conversation than it is to wiretap and listen to future conversations. I don't know. Sense. That's, again,
we are not lawyers.
I am not. I am neither a lawyer nor a PI nor any even related. Okay, but like I said, possible minor win in that column.
There you go.
For a uppercase L in the same column, different row. Second topic is Border Patrol. I talked about the automatic license plate reader case in Washington that was deemed to be public information. So this is an article, and it's a long article. So I definitely am only going to brush the surface of this here. Article where the U.S. Border Patrol has been installing cameras all around the country, focused on border areas, but not exclusive to border areas. All the way into major cities like Chicago, Los Angeles. They named a whole bunch of cities that are, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles inland from any border, and the Border Patrol is supposed to basically operate within a 100-mile radius of the border.
Okay.
Installing these license plate readers and like hiding them. They found via some public records request, found a bunch of camera locations, and in the article they went and took photos of the hidden cameras. So cameras hidden inside. Have you ever seen those yellow, like sand or water filled
Yeah.
containers on the side of the road for if like a car crashes into them or something like that? Or the big orange round traffic cones that are used. So there's some pictures of those with, a little rectangle, I don't know, looks like it's maybe a 2-inch by 6-inch rectangle cut out, and then a camera inserted in the inside that's facing the road, because the automatic license plate reader can just take snapshots and the Border Patrol. So it says, the predictive intelligence program has resulted in people being stopped, searched, and in some cases arrested. A network of cameras scans and records vehicle license plate information, and an algorithm flags vehicles deemed suspicious based on where they came from, where they were going, and which route they took. Federal agents, in turn, may then flag local law enforcement. The Border Patrol has for years hidden details of its license plate reader program, trying to keep any mention of the program out of court documents and police reports, former officials say, even going so far as to propose dropping charges rather than risk revealing any details about the placement and use of their covert license plate readers. Readers are often disguised along highways in traffic safety equipment like drums and barrels. The Border Patrol's parent agency got authorization to run a domestic license plate reader program in 2017. At the time, the agency said it might use hidden license plate readers for a set period of time while CBP is conducting an investigation of an area of interest or smuggling route. Once the investigation is complete or the illicit activity has stopped in that area, the covert cameras are removed, the document states. But that's not how the program has operated in practice. License plate readers have become a major and in some cases permanent fixture of the border region. So there's a bunch of examples in here. They had, stories of people being stopped for, of course, no reason, searched, in fact, I didn't pull it out, but, spurious charges, right? And there was a quote from I think a cop that said something like, the Texas driving laws are fantastic because you can pull somebody over for any minor infraction, and everybody's infracting something.
That's right.
So, you're 2 miles over the speed limit. There you go. Or hey,
10 miles under the speed limit, you're not going the flow of traffic.
Exactly.
You
or hey, anyway, that trailer light or whatever else. So, and then examples in here of, them. There was one example where the cops basically arrested somebody who was totally doing nothing, everything above board, but, it was somebody who was moving furniture back and forth across the border to Mexico, and they dealt with their customers a lot in cash. And so he had, cash on hand. And so, of course, they seize everything.
Of course.
And the owner of the trucking company said that, he had to spend basically $20,000 in order to prove his innocence and get his trailer and money back and everything else. So here's the final quote I pulled out of this. Although, like I said, the article's super long, lots of photos, lots of stories. Here it is. While collecting license plates from cars on public roads has generally been upheld by courts, some legal scholars see the growth of large digital surveillance networks, such as border patrols, as raising constitutional questions. Courts have started to recognize that large-scale surveillance technology that's capturing everyone and everywhere at every time might be unconstitutional under the Fourth Amendment, which protects people from unreasonable searches, says Andrew Ferguson, a law professor at George Washington University. So, there you go.
Okay.
Two two surveillance topics, a lowercase w and a uppercase L, I would say, at the moment.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Well,
you chose to drive. What do you mean? It's an American thing. Like, oh, you chose to fly.
I flew and then rented a car.
What are the other options?
Yeah. Ride a bike.
Anyway. Oh, well.
They'll figure something else out. Get you for that, too.
All right. How about something fun?
Okay. So my something fun is science related. I saw this, thought this was kind of cool because I remember as a kid, all the talk was about what was it? Fluorocarbons and
fluorocarbon.
Yeah.
Fluorocarbons, I think. CFC.
That spray paints and whatever, and we were killing the ozone, and the sun's rays were going to kill us all. And so, landmark legislation, global legislation for getting rid of these ozone depleting chemicals that happened in 1992. So the article I have is from NASA, and it says this year, 2025, has marked the ozone hole, which is technically not a hole per se. It's just they've decided that the right value for proper ozone and UV radiation reduction is a certain number, and if it's below that, then that's the ozone hole. Bueno. And if it's above that, then things are good. And it was all over the Antarctica, right? There was the big, huge hole. Why it centered over Antarctica, I don't remember what the science was. But anyways, it appears to be working, and we are shrinking the ozone hole, air quote hole. And this article thinks that by the end of this century, it will be completely back to normal, assuming we continue the way we have been for the last 30 plus years. So that's my something fun, is ozone hole is shrinking and continues to shrink. So, hey, climate science actually does produce good results. Amazing what science can do.
So just be careful about the rusting tundra in Alaska.
Which we've talked about last week.
Okay. Yeah. No, good news. If what did it say? It was small in 2025 to previous years and remains on track to recover. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So there you go.
Yeah. I remember that. Very clearly. Very clearly.
Yeah.
And like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
We can't use spray paint because ozone. But now we're back to spray paint, and it just uses science and technology to solve the problem a different way.
I think I use spray whipped cream more than I use spray paint.
And this is the time of the year for spray whipped cream.
Right?
Now the real question is, spray cheese? That wasn't an immediate no, that's gross, Eric.
Well, no, I love it. My wife has a different opinion. I think early in our marriage,
on a cracker.
I think early in our marriage, we did it a few times. We got like spray cheese, and she was like, "Sean, this is not food." and I was like, "Well, but it's good." So it has been probably at least 2 decades. In fact, I'm pretty sure that my last indulgence in spray cheese predates my being a father, so more than 21 years ago. I'm trying to remember if my kids have ever had spray cheese.
Spray cheese.
Yeah, so that was my pause. My pause is, that's not a no. Like I would eat that. I would eat that tomorrow if
I guess a moral equivalent. Growing up, I ate a lot of Velveeta cheese, which is
My
not
kids have had
really cheese.
Velveeta.
When I got married, my wife was, that is not cheese, that is not food, and I have only had real cheese since. And I do love all types of cheese, good cheese,
Correct.
but Velveeta, not cheese.
Doesn't matter. Um, so okay, sorry, you've got me off on a little bit of a roll here, but my kids have absolutely had Velveeta
Uh-huh.
because we did a lot of camping, especially when they were younger, and foil packets was fire on the fire was something that
Yeah, yeah.
we would often do, right? Like we would before
Mm-hmm.
we went camping, we would cook up a bunch of hamburger, we would with onions and stuff in it, and we'd
Mm-hmm.
bring a bunch of vegetables and carrots and I always love to put tater tots or crispy crowns in them, and we
Mm.
would lay out around the campfire, lay out a big piece of foil, spray it with some nonstick stuff, and then I would put
Uh-huh.
down a layer. This is John's recipe: a layer of crispy crowns, and then ground beef, and then vegetables, and then cut off blocks of Velveeta to put on top, and then wrap it all up into a nice foil package, double wrap it,
Mm.
or you risk breaking it over the fire, and then you
Yeah.
put it over the fire. And
Uh-huh.
if you have a fire pit with a we got a grate that we would put over the fire that we would put
Mm.
this stuff on, and I would use that for cooking like bacon and stuff in the morning with a cast
Right.
iron pan. But foil packets require, it is a moral imperative that you have Velveeta in them because it gets so melty and it's very good. But when the Velveeta is in on a shelf in or a aisle in the shopping grocery store that does not require refrigeration, it falls under my wife's definition of not. It may say cheese product, but it is not cheese. Cheese requires refrigeration, but anyway, yeah,
Try our new
okay,
podcast, mostly cheese.
mostly cheese. Okay, Belle. Sorry. Okay, maybe I'll cut that out.
No, that was funny.
Yeah, foil packets are awesome.
I
Okay,
We loved doing those when we went camping too, and
yeah,
fond memories. That
nothing tastes better than a fire after a day of hiking or being on the beach or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
All right, back
Okay.
to our regularly scheduled topic.
Okay,
John,
my something fun. My something
which I
fun.
see.
Yeah, I texted you a picture earlier tonight because
Mm-hmm.
so tonight was the Tualatin Valley Beekeepers monthly meeting,
Yeah.
and today happened to be honey tasting night. So when you extract honey at the honey house
Uh-huh.
here, they ask you to. They have these little, I don't know, like super tiny jars, and they say, "Hey, put a sample in here." And you take a sample of the honey and you put it in there, and they collect it from everybody that extracted honey over the summer,
Okay.
and then you could bring some. You could bring in. There were like 5 or 6 people that brought in some tonight that had done it themselves. But basically, we had like 40, 45 different varieties of honey, and I don't know if I guess I'm editing, so I'll put the picture of the chapter art
It
for
looks yummy.
something fun. But everything from like super blonde, barely colored at all honey
Yeah.
to super dark. You know,
I think that would be fun to taste all the honeys.
it is. Although you're like, it tastes like honey. Oh, that one, that's a little, not bitter.
A honey sommelier. Is that what you need?
Yeah.
Woody hints of blackberry vine in that one.
Something like that. There were a couple of jars that had a few ants in them that you're like, hey, maybe I'm not going to try the ant honey. But there were a few jokes from some of the people there going like, you're only disqualified if you have more than 6 ants in the honey. I don't know.
5 or less passes FDA, whatever guidelines, whatever it is.
Yeah. And I mean, these samples are all gathered literally raw as they're being extracted. So,
Right.
like, at least in my case, it wasn't even filtered, so you could easily get bug parts and stuff in it because it's straight off the
Foam. Right.
extractor.
Mm.
Um,
So was
when
yours a dark one or a light one?
yeah, I totally picked mine out. It was the second one that I looked at because there were two. If you look at the picture, you can see two dark ones on the right hand side. They're
In the
kind of
middle?
halfway down the table.
That's what I was saying. I bet you that's one
Yeah.
of yours, judging from
Yeah.
the honey I've seen from you before.
Yeah,
That was been
yeah.
my guess.
And I really don't know why ours are always dark. I need to at some point, if ever my bees like are ambitious and actually put honey away early, try and do an early extraction. I think that would wind up being lighter, and it would be fun just to have two different varieties,
Okay.
just because. But
Yeah. Okay.
I asked. I mean, the part of the discussion tonight was, the darker honey generally comes later, and I almost always am extracting in like mid-August or late August,
Okay.
which is after blackberry, and the blackberry around here wind up with darker honey.
Mm-hmm.
If you get early with the clover, there's lots of crimson clover around this place, the valley here, in the early spring. That will wind up being much lighter, and I don't know. I've been to other places, other beekeepers when they do like apiary visits where you're like, holy mackerel, you are right on the edge of this, 50, 100, hundreds of acres of clover. And you're like, well, no wonder you get so much honey.
Yeah.
The bees are in a frenzy of nectar. But anyway, so that was totally fun. Honey tasting, it's awesome. If you ever have a chance, you should, and maybe if you weren't, 800 miles away or however far away it is in Utah. Although I'm the worst. I know, I understand. I walked in tonight and I was like, oh, honey tasting night. Okay. Is my honey here? Because I used the honey house, and so I went up to the table. I was like, "Oh, cool, this one's mine." The gal who was organizing it's like, "Wait, it's supposed to be blind." I'm like, "Come on, it can't be blind. Like, it's got to be one of these two." And she's like, "Well, that's impressive." I'm like, "Not really. I don't think so."
Yeah. My eyes aren't that bad yet.
Yeah, exactly. I can see. I'll be honest. I thought that some of the others tasted better than mine. I liked mine though. I liked mine a lot. There were most of them tasted worse, I think.
Okay.
In my completely biased opinion. But anyway.
Very cool. Well, I'm a little jealous, although I did have some toast and honey for lunch today. So your text was like, I now need toast and honey. Thanks, John.
There you go. There you go. All right. Enjoy. All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Eat lots of turkey and maybe you can get some pumpkin pie while you're there.
Yes. Their pumpkin pie is on the menu.
You're not the only person in that household that likes pumpkin pie.
There is a small number of us, so
contingent.
I don't have to fight over the pumpkin pie. I can have,
but you also don't have to eat it all yourself.
No, I get about a third of a pie, so just for me.
There you go.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, enjoy.
Yep.
I'll talk to you later.
We'll see you, John.
Bye, Eric.
Bye.